Mom just came in to talk packing and vacation stuff. Let me quickly change my title. We're gonna do some more casual New Game Plus stuff. Bad voice acting from me, all that good stuff. Yeah, you know, because no one's here riding for anything else, so we just gonna vibe. New Game Casual, New Game Plus, side story, replays, storyline. I could stop streaming and, like, go right, but I always tell myself I'll do that, and then I don't. So, you know. What do you want, kitty cat? I have a cat meowing at me. What's going on, bud? What's happening? You wanna say hi to the stream? No, you're not gonna? No, you can't come on my lap right now. You're wet because you were outside in the rain. You're a good boy. Alright. The last time we beat the first 4 Eden tiers. There's 12 total. So we are moving on to the second section of Eden. We've encountered what may or may not be the Oracle of Darkness. My character and Reen don't know this yet. Urianger and Thancred are like, oh snap, this girl might be darkness. And we've restored 2 elements to the empty by defeating reimagined versions of Leviathan and Titan. Titan turned into a car. It was wild. Ah, there you are. I'm part of the team leading with the highly classified and very secret thing. The fact of the matter is, I've come to inform you of a rather interesting development. It's about the girl who was brought back from the empty. She's finally woken up, you see. Yalford, and Kinliana too. We heard the news from Thancred. Is it true? Why, yes, it most certainly is. Apparently, her name is Gaia. She claims to be a free citizen of Yulmore, although she remembers nothing of the events leading up to her attack on Eden. She's lost her memory? Parts of it, at the very least. We also cannot be sure whether she's telling the truth or if it's merely a ruse. She's yet to display any hostility, which is encouraging, I suppose. And Thancred's with her now, is he? Yes, he's taken her to Yulmore, mainly to verify that what she's told us so far. Quiz the locals, that sort of thing. After that, the plan is to come back here, though they're taking rather longer than I'd anticipated. I do hope nothing is amiss. Good grief, are you always this slow? At this rate, it'll be dark again before we know it. The night sky returning is all well and good, but it does make each day seem awfully short. Are you still dragging your heels back there? At least act as if you've got a purpose, would you? Now look here, I'm not one of your servants. Why don't you try carrying your own luggage for a change? Thancred, you're back! You're a sight for a sore eyes. Yes, even you, Urianger. Gaia and I have just finished shipping her personal effects from Yulmore. I'm glad we could finally meet. Properly, I mean. So, did you learn anything useful? Other than that, where she lives, not an awful lot. Her supposed neighbors barely knew the first thing about her. Hell, she barely knows the first thing about herself. Her recollection of her life in Yulmore is patchy at best. But she seems convinced that she'll regain her memory if she accompanies us, so she invited herself to join our merry band. And for her first act, she ordered me to carry her luggage. If you insist on standing around talking, might I suggest finding a place to sit down first? My feet are killing me. Then perhaps you should have chosen a more sensible footwear. Still, it's not such a bad idea. Shall we? got so many things I want to ask, but I probably shouldn't bombard her with questions. Amnesia. 'Tis troubling, though not entirely unexpected. Well, I've given you my early impression of Gaia, but I would be interested in hearing your opinion. Go on and talk to her and see what you make of her situation. So you don't remember anything at all? Not attacking us? Not falling unconscious? Such selective amnesia would rightly raise suspicion within those of a cautious mind. Yet if she doth speak the truth, it would lend credence to my current hypothesis, though admittedly some further... Not now, Oriange. She's only just woken up. We don't want to bore her back to sleep. In any case, I prefer to follow my instincts, and they're telling me that Gaia means us no harm. After much deliberation, I thought it only right to let her know about our work in the empty as a sign of goodwill. After all, trust works both ways. So I would ask you, Kinliana, not to let your guard down just yet. So you're the one I'm supposed to have fought. Come to think of it, I recognize you from somewhere. Maybe I just have one of those faces. Or perhaps you just didn't make much of an impression. But to be honest, I do feel that since meeting you, those hazy memories are becoming slightly clearer. It's like I'm remembering fragments of a dream, only to realize those things actually happened. It's as though my whole life has been leading to this. Thou speakest as though thou didst expect these events. I guess you could say that. It's what the fairy tells me. I can't see it, but it's as though there's someone else inside me, and I can hear its voice in my head. It whispers to me and lets me use its power. Magic, I suppose you could call it. Not that I know much about that sort of thing. And this power alloweth thee to tear open the fabric betwixt realities, that thou mayest call forth the ether-starved denizens of what remaineth of the 13th? What? What's that supposed to mean? Was that supposed to mean something, or are you just spouting random words at me? Honestly, I don't know how you all put up with this. I've only just met him, and his insufferable prattle is already giving me a headache. Gods, I still can't believe I'm having this conversation, and to think that I was flying about in a suit of armor waving a sword, that doesn't sound like me at all. Someone else inside you. Like Minfilia was inside me. Aye, the similarities cannot be ignored, though it is too early to say with certainty. Gaia may well be the Oracle of Darkness. The Oracle of Darkness? What does this mean? It means that you may have been right when you said she had something in common with Emet-Selch. Those who have been used as a living host by an Ascian have no recollection of the events that occurred during their possession. This I know from personal experience. But Gaia seems to have some memories still, even if they are a little hazy. Moreover, she has remained in control of herself even when she heard the voice within, much like you, Minfilia. And though Reen was very much her own person, Minfilia's presence did exert a change upon her outward appearance, granting her hair and eyes a hue akin to that of our dear departed friend. It is therefore not unthinkable that Gaia's raven locks may be a manifestation of the darkness which hath come to reside within her. But I was born like this, and my parents, they both had black hair too. Or at least I think they did. It's been so long since I saw them, I can't remember too well. But enough about me. You're Minfilia, aren't you? The Oracle of Light, who they were hosting in Yulmore? That's right, though imprisoning is a better word. They kept me locked away, and I didn't know much about Yulmore and its people, or the rest of the world for that matter. I see, and how exactly did the Oracle of Light come to run with the Warrior of Darkness? Well, it all started when... Yes, I still remember the day everyone went raving mad and Lord Vothry fled. Everything after that is still a blur, though. From what Gaia has told me, she wasn't part of the mob that attacked us, but how was she able to resist Vothry's control? Mayhap 'twas the intervention of this fairy of whom she speaketh. As curious as that may be, we still don't know why she appeared out of nowhere as soon as Eden took flight. This is just a guess, but I'd say that the fairy reacted to it in some way and, for whatever reason, made me go after it. Yes, that seems like the only explanation. I don't know about you lot, but I have enough nattering. I'm going back to Eden. What? Why? The fairy wanted something from Eden, and knowing what that is will bring me a step closer to discovering what has been living in my head all these years. Besides, my memories aren't going to restore themselves, and certainly not through idle chit-chat, so I'm going, and that's that. Gaia, wait! Insufferable. Utterly insufferable, and yet we can't well leave her to her own devices. Come on. She can't have gone far, especially not in those heels. I mean, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're floating. Get away from me. Gaia! Seems I have no choice. What am I? Badass, that's what you are. I'm not entirely sure what I just witnessed, but I'm glad she's unharmed. Powers befitting the Oracle of Darkness. When you fought Gaia, she opened void gates, yes. Back in the Source, portals such as those were all too common, but tearing open the veil between the 1st and the 13th is a different matter entirely. We should be thankful that she's not of a mind to turn that power against us. For now. A most fascinating application of ethereal manipulation. The destructive blast did manifest a significant span of time after the initial casting. With such sufficient mastery of such a technique, a second spell could be made to smite the target at precisely the same moment. While it would demand exceptional etheric control, tactical potential cannot be denied. What are you all gawping at? I don't mean to stare, but it's not every day I see magic like that. But this is the power of the fairy you spoke of. Ever since I was a child, it has whispered to me, telling me what to do. That's how I came to use its power. But there are things I can't even explain. Holes ripped in thin air, Terrifying creatures crawling out. Ghastly-looking blades and armor appearing out of nowhere. Worst of all is the dark energy that comes from inside. Its power, it feels as though it's only flowing through me and never truly mine. Even when it answers my call, it always takes a few moments for the spells to work. So in summary, you don't have control over the magic. Well, it's not as if I ever tried to control it. I haven't made a habit of fighting wild beasts. Unfortunately, that's part and parcel of traveling through Amarang. While I understand that you want answers, you're not going to find them unprepared as you are. But if your heart is set in this, then we'll help you. Reen, think about what you're saying. You're seriously considering taking Gaia to see Eden? There's no telling what might happen if she loses control again, so the safest option is for her to stay away until our work is done. Somewhere we can keep an eye on her. You must realize it's for her own good. I must concur with Thancred's assessment. At present, we know precious little of Gaia's origin, and less still of her powers. She is indeed the Oracle of Darkness. Her presence may complicate a task already fraught with peril, placing our mission and her own well-being in jeopardy. In full knowledge of the risk, dost thou still wish to pursue this course? I do. It wasn't so long ago that I was living in isolation, being held against my will. Maybe the people keeping an eye on me thought that was for my own good too. But if we shut Gaia away for our own convenience, we're no better than Vothri and Ranjit. I've learned that when someone is in need, we must reach out a helping hand, not push them away. Now it's my turn to do for Gaia what you've all done for me. Even knowing the danger that lies ahead, I won't choose the easy way out. This is the path I've chosen. Is that good enough for you? Well, can't say fairer than that. How about you, Urianger? The light of thy spirit doth burn the light of thy spirit doth burn bright. Mine apologies, my dear, but we felt it necessary to test thy resolve. Let it suffice it to say thou hast left no room for doubt. For what it's worth, Reen, I never doubted you, but make no mistake, the danger that Urianger and I spoke of is all too real. You're prepared to go through with this, we'll be right there beside you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I couldn't care less who I travel with, but if we're going to go, then let's get going already. There's supposed to be some sort of craft waiting at the southern watchtower, yes? Then come along and don't fall behind. Why couldn't you leave the craft in Mordsuk instead of all the way out here? Actually, don't bother explaining. Whatever the reason is, I'm sure it's something frightfully uninteresting. Let's be about it, shall we? Of course I'm worried about what may happen when Gaia gets close to Eden. We'll keep a close eye on her, make sure she's alright. Though our circumstances hath changed, our mission most assuredly hath not. Restoring life to the empty remaineth our primary objective. Might be a bit of a tight squeeze with the 5 of us, but we'll manage. Perhaps Urianger can sit on top of our luggage. As usual, we should keep our sojourn here as brief as possible. Let's tend to business quickly. I had hoped that during our absence, the rebalancing of ambient ether might work further change. Alas, it was not to be. Everything seems fine here as far as I can tell. As for Gaia, she hasn't started attacking anything yet, so I'll take that as a good sign. So there it is. Eden, where I'll find the answers I seek. The bringer of the flood, the first Sin Eater. Would it lead me to my past or my future? What awaited on the path ahead, I couldn't say, but I had no choice but to take the first step. You know what it's like. It was the same for me. But I was lucky, because Thancred freed me from Yulmore, and I had a chance to see the world. More importantly, though, I met all kinds of people, and they taught me not to live in another shadow, but to be myself. Maybe one day you'll have that chance too. Said your piece, have you? One day? What's that supposed to mean? I don't know how the Great Oracle of Light sees such things. But for someone like me, who's only known life in Yulmore, there was no tomorrow. There was no future. Only the here and now. And while we waste time on these meaningless conversations, I feel each moment of my life slipping away. Time, it won't wait. Not for me, not for anyone. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to who I am. I'm sorry, Gaia. Gaia? Probably not even my real name. It isn't? When Thancred asked me my name, I couldn't remember. That's when the fairy whispered to me, Gaia. But if you grew up in Yulmore, surely someone there must know who you are. Everyone I once knew had either disappeared or had been turned into Sin Eaters. Those whose faces and names I still remember, that is. In the end, we found not a single person who so much as recognized me. As far as I can recall, I've never been the most sociable person, but still. Well, even if that's not your real name, I think Gaia sounds lovely. If you're happy with it, then that's what I'll call you. And if you're willing, instead of the Oracle of Light, please call me Reen. It's not the name I was born with, that's long forgotten now, but the one the people whom I consider family gave to me. Is that so? Well, as much as I'd love to keep with this chatting, there's something that's bothering me. I thought the fairy would have reacted to Eden in some way, but so far nothing whatsoever. From what I gather, it wasn't until Eden started moving that I appeared out of the blue. Perhaps if you were actually to try flying it somewhere, the fairy might break its silence. You've got elements to restore or whatever it was. Why don't you go hurry up and get it over with? At once, your ladyship. Aye, it may be best to resign ourselves to her mannerisms. Look at the thing, we're not wholly unfamiliar with attending nobility, given certain company in the Scions. Of whomsoever dost thou speak, I wonder? Alright, everyone. I think we've talked on long enough. If you're ready, let's make our way to Eden. My memories, I think they're slowly coming back to me. My mother and father would constantly blather on about how the flood of light could return to end the world when we least expect it, and that we should live each day as though it were our last. They would often say, I wish this moment would last forever. That was until they were selected for ascension by Lord Vothry and were never to be seen again. Since I had no other relatives, or even any close friends to speak of, I was left alone in the world. A past like that hardly seems worth remembering, does it? Reen's little chat with Gaia reminded me that, for all our obvious differences, there are things we have in common. I too grew up not knowing who my parents were. The day Louis Swa gave me the surname Waters was one I'll never forget. Years later, it was under rather more desperate circumstances that I gave a certain young girl the name Infilia. Little did I know that it would end up crossing time and space, taking on a meaning I could never have foreseen. It came to be passed on to one girl after another, binding them to a fate not their own. In a sense, it may be said that I chose not only one, but two names for Reen. But, by whatever name she is called, she is truly her own person now. And as central to our lives as names are, I believe that it isn't the name itself, but the bonds it symbolizes that matter most. I've done some reading about the land swallowed up by the flood, but it's no easy task to find locations with a dominant element. I'm glad we have Urianger to point in the right direction. Nope. Following the initial changes wrought by the release of water and earth, the empty hath displayed no further signs of alteration. Stability, some may call this, and be satisfied, but in truth it is passivity. Passivity stemming from the light's ever-pervasive presence. If we are to break the status quo, we must needs employ a catalyst, a third element that shall rouse and stabilize those unleashed energies in activity. Therefore I propose lightning. So the primal would be Ramu, yes? From what I heard, he's a guardian of the forest and not particularly keen on conflict, but you've actually fought him, haven't you? I spend most of the time chasing orbs. He's half man, half beard, and another half beard for good measure. Ah, yes. Thangren mentioned that he more closely resembles a person than a beast, unlike most other primals, and apparently he tends to not move about much. I'm glad to see our lessons have paid off. Well, it's like you say. If we want to call forth an accurate representation of the primal, I should picture it in my mind as clearly as possible. At the very least, it's worth a try, but the rest is up to Kinliana. In order for this to work, we need to actually fly somewhere, yes? So rather than sitting in one spot while you exchange anecdotes, why don't you get this blasted thing moving first? One must admit, the suggestion is not without merit. Reen, might I suggest the Gandalf Thunder Plains as our next location? The plains, it is writ, were perpetually blanketed in storm clouds. The only source of illumination, the ceaseless barrage of lightning. The ambient ether that lingereth there shall provide ideal conditions for the summoning. And that's where we're heading. Come on, Eden, we've got a job to do. This should be as good a spot as any. Alright, Kinliana, whenever you're ready. Memories of Ramu flash through your mind. I don't think I've ever been anywhere like this before, and I'm not sure I'd want to come back. Too dreary for my liking. It would be nice if our next destination is a little cheerier, but I suppose I can't exactly choose if I want answers. Even if Reen has done her job of memorizing my description of Ramu, it will likely make little difference to how he manifests. After all, it's your memories that shape the summoning, not hers. The area is saturated with lightning-aspected ether. This I am able to confirm. In addition to the primal, be thou wary of stray bolts that may occur as a result of our activity. All of the lightning that's fallen here over the years has left the ground covered in craters. But don't worry, Eden will give you something more even to stand on. Alright, we're gonna give it the good old college try. Unrestricted. Eden's Gate Fulmination. I can't even begin to guess if I'll be able to do it alone, because I didn't think I'd be able to do the first two alone, or the last three alone, but here we are. But yeah, a man with lots of beard. Totally, let's remember.
Turning back. Get ready.
No turning back. And then they just made a fucking old man centaur. Kin, what was your mind thinking of? You said
Oh.
beard.
This is Ramu.
More beard. I always forget to give Guy a voice. Because, like, there aren't a lot of voice lines in these. Alright, Thunder Dad. Can we win? I think I can get 3 of these? Yeah. And if you go beyond 3, you get overcharged and it's bad. Oh fuck. Forgot that left line cloud. I'm gonna try that again. That was me being bad. I know I said to give it one college try, but that was just me being in an intersection of a terrible idea. So far, nothing is unobtainable. But if I get myself killed one more time, I'll get friends. I should have reset. I'm just thinking about ILs for these, because I think it counts failures, I believe, in the in-game timer. Ouch. That's an insta-kill. Okay. Alright, so I really can't be bad, or you just die. I thought it was like a Vuln stack. Alright, one more try. One more try. That was me assuming it was a Vuln stack, and not a death. I can quit anytime I want to, just one more. Storm Cloud somewhere that's less annoying. this time I won't be a dingus. Yep, we've hit the mechanic loop. No, I was not. Nope. I got dropped where I didn't want it. Yeah, it's still very much middle of the ground. Strimmer, it would be faster if you just queued with other people. Yes, probably would be. That requires playing with other people. I'm here for immersion. I've taken thy measure, bringer of light. Hey, thanks. But here I'm actually a bringer of darkness. Careful where you say the word light. It's like a swear word here. So that thing was created based on your memories? Maybe there's a way we can use Eden to summon the fairy like that. Once again, 'twas a most superlative display of thy puissance. Now, I could not fail but notice that body did belong to Ixion, fabled equine embodiment of lightning. Hast thou perchance encountered the beast? Yeah, only a little. I had my eye on Gaia the entire time you were fighting Ramu, and besides the sort of reaction you might have expected from someone watching you take on a half-man, half-flying horse thunder god, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. The fact that Eden itself also showed no signs of being affected by her presence can only be a good thing, but I understand if Gaia herself were more than a little disappointed that she's no closer to the answers she seeks. I thought I was prepared to expect anything, but I didn't expect Ramu to quite turn out like that. Appearances aside, he was quite aggressive as well. The sylph's belief in him as a kindly guardian clearly makes a difference to his temperament. Anyway, I'm just glad it's over. Let's get back to the camp and see if anything's changed. The crystal's different color, but apart from that, it all looks the same. It may look the same, aye, but it feels different. The air has grown slightly more humid, as it does before rain. I have to say, I'm not exactly prepared for wet weather. If Eden can control elements and so on, can't you tell it to send those clouds somewhere else? Speaking of which, I'm not very impressed with its so-called powers. Changing yellow crystals to purple is the extent of its abilities. It's no surprise the fairy didn't bother showing up. I hope that whatever's next is more worthwhile. Rather than influencing the ground beneath our feet, Eden hath brought a change to the firmament above. And yet 'tis clear that a more dynamic element is required for the natural cycle of precipitation and evaporation to be complete. So we need movement. Would wind do the trick? Most certainly. It seems we have a plan. Let's not dwell too much on the effects of each individual element, and instead focus on seeing them all restored. The power of an oracle. Not to be sniffed at, it seems. All my life, you were a constant companion, your voice ever seeping into my mind. Why, then, of all times, did you abandon me? Deaf even to the crashing of thunder, or were you simply biding your time? One plan fails to achieve the desired effect, so you move on to the next with minimal brooding and prattling. Seems we're finally learning. I'm not sure what I was expecting to see after restoring the lightning element, but I did feel a little disheartened. Still, as Thancred and Urianger say, there are changes taking place, even if they're not immediately obvious. As much as I bemoan Urianger's long-winded explanations, we'd be lost without him to take care of all the ethereal science and whatnot. Obviously, I'm quite sparing with my praise, as I wouldn't want it to go to his head. Ere we set out once more, might I ask if thou art familiar with the process by which rain is made to fall? It's an Alekan conspiracy. I suppose so. Then thou shan't have difficulty understanding the explanation to come. With the restoration of our first element, the empty was once more blessed with the most essential ingredient in the cycle of precipitation, water. Under normal circumstances, the heat existent in the atmosphere would cause water to evaporate from the land's surface. As invisible vapor, it is borne by the wind high unto the firmament, where it doth condense as clouds before descending once more, returning to the land in the form of rain. It seems we need wind aspected ether to create more clouds. That it hasn't rained yet must mean there aren't enough. And even before that, we need fire aspected ether to make the water evaporate. It seems to me that one's not much good without the other. Why don't you just draw out both elements together? You're suggesting that Kinleana fight two deiform entities, each one as deadly as Ramu at the same time? Do you realize how absurd that is? And yet, 'tis a notion that doth warrant further consideration. Oh, you can't be serious. Cast your minds, if you will, to the elemental wheel I did show you in the bookman's shelves. Wind giveth rise to lightning, whose spark doth produce fire. By restoring both wind and fire in tandem, we may maintain balance between these dynamic elemental forces. The ensuing battle shall indubitably present an ordeal, unlike any Kinleana hath ever faced. I believe, however, that this path doth lead to the prize we seek. Oh, so perhaps it's not so absurd after all, eh, Thancred? I wouldn't dream of questioning Urianger's grasp of the science behind it. My concern is for the burden this would place not only on Kinleana, but Irene as well. What do you both make of the plan? If Urianger thinks it'll work, I'm willing to give it a try. Well, as long as you know what you're getting yourselves into. You're going to need all your strength, so see that you get plenty of rest. Gaia! I have selected a location in which wind and fire aspected ether lie dormant, though I shall wait until Reen hath completed her preparations ere I dispense with the particulars. I'd rather Reen keep her mind on our work here than worry about Gaia. Mind you, it might be better for them to clear the air before we go any further. I can't stand all this waiting around. Having grown up in Yulmore, I'm used to only living for the moment. We never had any reason to concern ourselves with later, tomorrow, the future, and so on. Those things simply didn't matter. But after Lord Vothry disappeared and the night returned, everyone in Yulmore started thinking differently. I was only there for a short time with Thancred, and I couldn't believe how much had changed. It was almost as though under Lord Vothry's rule, time had stopped moving altogether. And when it ended, life went back to how it was supposed to have been. They realized they had their whole lives ahead of them to make plans and look forward to a new day. Feels like I'm the only one who can't move on, so I'm still stuck in the past. What's worse, I can barely remember any of it. Even so, I can't stand the way they act as if the past never happened, choosing to forget it all. It seems Reen is reluctant to air her concerns. Were you to rally her spirits, she may be more willing to talk. Oh, Irene, look at me / rally in your general direction. Go fight win. Yes, you're right. There's no use in trying to pilot Eden while I've got other things on my mind. It's about Gaia, you see? The truth is that apart from Alize and Alfino, I hardly know anyone my own age. I thought that I should make an effort to be nice to Gaia, but, well, you've seen how she is around me. I understand that she's got her own problems to deal with, but I thought that maybe I could help her in some way. It's not my place to intrude, and I should probably just leave her be until we've finished restoring the elements. After all, that's more important, isn't it? Let me talk to Gaia while you concentrate on the task at hand. This is what I would have said once upon a time. Seems to me that you're the one best qualified to take care of this little problem. I know she can be a bit prickly, but to put it mildly, but if anyone can get through to her, it's you. Although we've only known her for a short while, we're all she's got, and I think she realizes that. Just let her know she's let alone, and she'll come around eventually. Alright, I'll give it a try. Do you have any advice? Well, Thancred certainly has the gift of the gab. He'll know what to say. I'm afraid that since arriving on the first, I've had little time to mingle with any of the locals, and I haven't a clue what young women like Gaia would be interested in. Ah, that's given me an idea. I'll start with some small talk and go from there. Actually, since before she even woke up, we've been asking Lena about what's popular in the Crystarium. I thought it might be nice to show Gaia around the place one day, you see? So that's what you were doing. I suppose it makes for a nice change of pace from all that studying. And I must commend thee on thy choice of confidant. The captain's powers of observation maketh her a veritable font of wisdom concerning the behavior of the Crystarium's citizenry. Yes. And now it's time to put that knowledge to good use. Don't let let the fear of rejection hold you back. Persistence is the key. Speaking from experience, by any chance? Whatever do you mean? Lessons learned from days spent in pursuits of ladies fair, one might suspect. Ugh, you couldn't help yourself, could you? It's all right, Thancred. Your secret's safe with me. Ahem. May I remind you that the reason we're here is to create a better future for everyone in the Furch, which includes you and Gaia. While it might not be on the same scale as bringing life back to the empty, if you're able to befriend her, that will be another way of contributing to a brighter tomorrow. So go on. She's waiting for you. All right. Wish me luck. Reena's ready to approach the decidedly unapproachable Gaia. You'd best observe the conversation from within earshot. You'd best listen in and be a creep. Look at these proud dads watching their girl go off to flirt with her first girlfriend. I mean, what? It's when Reena and I face our problems together that it truly feels like we're family, or the least what I imagine it would look like. I suppose we both grew up without our birth parents to guide us, but I think we turned out rather well, given the circumstances. I wonder if this is the kind of bond that Flamine shared with Minfilia. Thancred may have taken on the role of Reen's surrogate father, but I have of late become something of a mentor to her, though largely instilling what knowledge I can of the ethereal sciences. A more attentive student thou shalt seldom find. She looks like she's got a lot on her mind. Maybe now's not such a good time? Instead of bothering me when I'm obviously not in the mood to talk, why don't you get back to work? Well, Gaia, your future GF is about to come and console you, so don't worry, and I'm going to listen to every word. Am I doing squats? Why, Ken? Why? What do you want? Oh, nothing really. It can wait until later. For all we know, there might not even be a later. If you've got something to say, hurry up and spit it out. Is everything all right? Not feeling strange from being around Eden or anything? Is that what you came here to talk about? Actually, I wanted to ask you... Would you like to go and have coffee and biscuits with me? What? Coffee biscuits! They serve them at the second serving in the Crystarium. Everyone's talking about them, so I thought that maybe once we finished our work here, you and I could go there together. Let me get this straight. You came to talk to me about biscuits? Yes, they're light and crispy, and when you dip them in coffee, they go all nice and squidgy. The only reason you're even interested in that in the first place is because everyone else is doing it. Can't you think for yourself? I do what I want when I want. After all, the world could end at any moment. That's not going to happen. Not if I've got anything to do with it. Listen, Gaia, I understand what you're going through. Believe me, I do, but you mustn't lose hope. A new day will come, then another, and another. Life's not so bad if you give it a chance, you'll see. Shut up! You think you know me? Even I don't know who I am. Until I find the truth, I'll never be free. Then we'll find it together. I've seen enough pain, enough loss, and I don't want to see any more. And that includes you, Gaia. Why do you care so much about other people? What have they ever done for you? I'm sure you haven't forgotten how we Yulmorans treated you, the precious Oracle of Light, like a bird in a cage. And yet you act as if none of that ever happened. So forgiving, so selfless. You and your family brought back the night sky, and you finally had the chance to lead a normal life. But instead, you're flying around in a giant sin-eater trying to turn a barren wasteland into some sort of paradise. And for what? I may not remember much of my past, but I'm fairly certain I've never heard of anything so ridiculous. Out of morbid curiosity, I'll see it through to the end, but if you think that makes us friends, you are very much mistaken. Gaia! Shut down. I surmised to keep Gaia waiting over long would only agitate her further. God, that was literally two dads and a BFF watching their precious little snowflake get shut down on her first request for a date. God. So disheartening. Not you as well. Look, I've had enough small talk to last me a lifetime, so don't even bother. I believe you have a job to do, yes? Then be quick about it. Reen's looking a bit down in the doldrums, but you let me worry about that. Can't allow anything to interfere with whatever else goes on in your mind when summoning those primals. I think we've both rested for long enough. Let's get started, shall we? I hope it all goes according to plan. To defeat the deiform manifestations of both wind and fire shall require every last mote of thy strength. That thou hast triumphed over such beings in previous encounters should be at the forefront of thy mind as we commence the summoning. Where are we going this time, Arianje? To a place called Ashfall. The place called Ashfall doth satisfy our requirements, I believe. The fables speak of travelers sweltering beneath the blazing heat of the midday sun, while after nightfall, slicing winds did tear at their cloaks. I see. Hopefully it won't be quite that bad when I draw out the elements. Reen, my dear, may I remind thee that to focus is not the same as to deny other thoughts. Whatsoever it is that troubleth thee, thou wouldst be better for acknowledging it. Yes, you're right, of course. It's Gaia that I'm worried about. That is well. May thy concern for her lend thee yet more strength. It's time. I'll begin drawing out the wind and fire in equal measure. Kinliana, we'll only get one chance at this, so let's make it count. Memories of Garuda and Ifrit rage through your mind. My studies indicate that no equivalent of Garuda's servants, the Ixal, are present here on the first. My hypothesis as to the reason why can perhaps wait till another time. If we summon 2 primals at once, maybe they'll fight each other? That way you'll need only beat the one left standing. But I suppose it defeats the purpose of it if you don't take them both down at the same time. How long has it been since our encounter with the Freet and his Amalja followers? Long time, Thancred. I wonder what sort of hellish beasts you've conjured up this time. Well, let's go see if we can thwart them in Eden's Verse Furor. It worked!
Both wind and fire have answered the call. Green, are you alright?
I think there's some two-person stack mechanics in this, and I don't think I'm going to be able to... Again, I keep saying I don't think I'll be able to do it, but maybe I can, who knows? Yeah, so this is a 2-person stack. Let's see how much damage it does. It might be an instant kill. No? Okay, just a bone stack. Oof, another one. Yeah, so this is gonna fuck me up now, because I'm lightheaded. And if you're lightheaded and you get hit by this, I'm pretty sure it's like death. And we're gonna find out. Yeah, concussion. Oh, I'm alive. Kicks it. Shit. I think I made it. Okay. too much damage. You know what? Hallowed. Yeah, even though I'm concussed, this will keep me from taking more. The pasta. Oh, I'm down for the count here. Yeah, that's super dead. Super dead. Oh, kicked. Yep, I think Rock the Pasta would require some more finesse than I have, and so we will go and wait for friends to help me partake of this death. I tried. That was a good old college try. Man, this is the longest 5 minutes of my life. In fact, it's already been almost 8. Ranks, why do you lie to me like this? I feel lied to. This is why I like soloing things. Even though it's repetitive, it's more exciting than sitting here waiting in a queue. No one wants to fight Rock the Pasta with me. I'm shocked how fast I got one for Eden 1, all things considered. Let's go listen to some FF8 music instead. I was gonna play through the whole second tier, but now maybe I won't. We'll see if I can solo 3 and 4. If I can't, then I probably won't be able to go through all this today just because these queues are gonna stink. Stinky cues. And I was gonna hopefully play through the 3rd tier tomorrow. And then I won't have any, because like I said, I can't do any New Game Plus speedruns until this is finished. Since you can only have one segment in progress at a time. It's okay though, because I wanted to relearn about Gaia. Because Gaia and Reen are cute as fuck together, and very important to the deep lore of my story I'm writing. But Strimmer, you could just watch someone else play it. No! I hate that. If my character's not in the scene, it breaks the immersion. We might have to surrender. Press F to pay respects for the session tonight. I suppose it is a Monday night. Didn't really think about that with the whole vacation thing. No one's running old content on a Monday evening. Bummer. Alright, we'll give it to 20 minutes. But I think this is a Monday night problem. Unfortunately, because like it is in the it's in the raid roulette. Like it's not out of the question to get people running these, but yeah. Seems to not be in the cards. I was hoping to be able to solo more of them than I could. I don't think it's in the cards. It's 20 minutes of my life waiting for someone to be my friend. And it didn't happen! That's okay. Do be like that sometimes. Well, that'll have to be it for the New Game Plus then for tonight. I'll probably honestly cut out. Nope, I have one friend who's willing to maybe make the queue faster. We're gonna try and cheese the world. Alright, we already watched the intro, so we'll Morgan's a cat girl now. Ah, fuck. We're both going up. Hell yeah. This'll work. Ooh, no, Morgan took a thing. She shouldn't have. Okay. God, this is so fun to watch. Oh shit. Oh god. SOS, SOS, SOS. Oh, thank god it's kicking her. Oh, don't hit me. No, don't hit me. No. Oh, I'm so dead. Fuck. Damn. so curious if this works. Pug! You're a genius. Oh no. Don't. It's gonna push me to the... God damn it! I'm so bad at video games. Ugh, so you have to get knocked out, like, right in the radius of the fucking knockback. Whee! Sploosh. This is where the triple clap comes in. Oh, she's getting super clap. The clap. Oh yes, we've got the frog of light on our side. We cannot fail. We're just testing shit out now. I tried to cover her. Gabe said, "Fuck you." Oh, yikes. Oh, Morgan, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Live, 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 live. No! I tried. Oh, it's just not even gonna happen. Damn it. Oops. I just scratched open a cut. Been like an hour since we saw that cutscene. Oh, fucking God. For science! Everything happening here right now is pure science. Science and gaming, friends. She didn't want her HP. Oh, she was in there! Fuck! We're so close to dueling this stupid fucking fight. This is all about the friends you made along the way and the journey there. I just want everyone to know. There's no reason to do it like this. We're just doing it because it's funny. No! Ah! Ah! I was casting! Ah. We're changing up the strategies, the friends we made along the way, the journey there. Oh, she's got 20,000 more hit points on that guy. Okay, that could be the key. I just take up too much for cover? I might have. Okay. I should have covered there, I think. Fuck! 99. So close to death there. Oh, we're gaming, dude. Excellent. We've hit the loop. We can handle the loop. Have you ever seen gamers this good? Thank you. Shoutouts to Morgan. Morgan the cat girl. Oh. Just typing to Morgan. This mod's gonna have a 1 hour rock the pasta session. But now Morgan Belai is deep based into the deep lore. Combining the contrasting powers of different primals, that seems an awful lot like the Ultima weapon. In any case, I'm pleased to see you are as successful here as you were at the Praetorium. For a moment, I thought Reen had lost control of the ether. Luckily, we managed to avoid any major disasters, from what I can tell. That two such ferocious beings should meld into a single entity is frightful indeed. Further research must needs be performed to fully comprehend this unexpected phenomenon. That was incredible! I never imagined they would fuse together like that, but you took them down all the same. I suppose the main thing is that we're now 2 elements closer to restoring the ether of the empty. Let's go and see what difference it's made. Oh, look at that pretty red and green crystal. Rock the pasta flavored. It actually worked, just like Urianger said it would. Everything we could have hoped for. Indeed, our endeavors have been repaid manifold. I wonder what will happen when we restore ice. Is something the matter? One more element. And then what? You'll have achieved the impossible, while I'll still be nothing. No memory, no past, no family, nothing. The world has moved on and left me behind. Anyone who ever knew me is either dead or gone. Oh god. Morgan just left the party. Oop, I was typing in the wrong link shell. That would have been funny. So, Almighty Eden, you can mend this broken world, but you can't restore one girl's memories? Give me my life back, damn you! Extinguish the accursed light. Awaken your power! Enough riddles! Tell me who I am! You are... I am... Gaia. Gaia. Gaia, what's wrong? Reclaim your memories. Fulfill your destiny. I don't understand. Gaia, can you hear me? Get away from me! Amidst the sound of falling rain, your voice called from within. Long after the rain passed, your voice echoed on. Pray be on thy guard, my friend. Gaia may yet relinquish control to the voice within. Poor Gaia. If the fairy lives inside of her, why would it let her suffer like this? I wish there was something we could do to help. Just get it over with, would you? While this downpour is precisely the result we were hoping for, the novelty of standing outside in the rain does wear off rather quickly. Not to mention, Gaia's looking a bit under the weather. Let's continue this conversation in Eden's core. What does it want? Why won't it tell me? I'm not sure what's going on with Gaia, but it's certainly a cause for concern. Perhaps this is the fairy making itself known. Now that I think about it, I don't really know all that much about Eden. Since we need to find out how it's connected to Gaia, I should try to understand it at a deeper level. To be honest, there isn't much else I can do. Ere we set forth to restore the element of ice, I would discuss the manner in which the summoning shall be undertaken. Tell me one thing. Is this going to bring the empty back to the way it was before the flood? While none can say for certain, the change we have observed at points of ethereal intersection doth give cause for optimism. It may be reasonably assumed that the empty shall continue to transform and, in the decades to come, regain a semblance of its former state. Decades? I don't think you quite grasped the sheer scale of the damage left in wake of the flood. It would have swallowed the entire world if Benfilia hadn't stopped it. Even if Reen has inherited her blessing, wounds like that don't heal overnight. After all, the empty has been utterly devoid of life for 100 years. And it might take even longer than that to bring back life. I don't expect immediate results, but I do know that it will stay like this forever. It will stay like this forever unless we do something about it. My sentiments precisely. Once the final element is restored, shall we have a glimpse on that future that awaiteth those of generations yet to come. You do all of this for a world you might not live long enough to see? Well, while I'm here, so absorbed in my own problems that I spare barely a thought for anyone besides myself. For so long I've listened to that voice, telling me what to do, who to be. I'm so scared of what might happen if I disobeyed, but I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to be me. Who am I? What am I? Perhaps it's better if I never find out. If Reen's the Oracle of Life, here to mend the broken world, then what does that make me? Gaia, the Oracle of Darkness, bringer of misery and death, a monster. It's no wonder they left me. Mother, father, and next it'll be all of you. And I'll be back to where I started, where I've always been, alone. Gaia, is it the fairy? What's wrong? Afraid I might lose control and ruin all your carefully laid plans? No, it's you I'm worried about. Reen, I'm going outside to clear my head. You just do what you need to do, alright? Something's wrong. I know it. That much is clear. We have a repeat of her first visit to Eden. We may even be joined by those void-sent friends of hers. You go and see what Guy is doing. Oriange and I will stay with Reen. My name is Gaia. A That's what you said, isn't it? Eden, the flood. What does it all mean? No, it can't be. Is this what it's been waiting for all this time? Finally, you remember. Gah! What is this? Darkness that dwells within you, Gaia. The accursed spawn of light are drawn to it, like moths to a flame. Pathetic, mindless, and easy to bend to my will. Sin Eaters? Now, the time of awakening has come. Ugh. Kiliana, re-incenses Sin Eaters. What's happened? Don't try to fight them. Just bring Gaia back inside, quickly now. She's in a bad way, but at least she doesn't seem to have lost control. What entity is this that should hold a horde of Sin Eaters in its thrall? And to what end? She's unconscious. What's happened to her? That's a concern for later. First, we must deal with those Sin Eaters. Ileana, if thou wouldst care to repel our assailants without, I would task Thancred with standing guard within. I shall tend to Gaia meanwhile. Alright, we're gonna give this a try. If it doesn't work, we'll see if we get a fast queue. And if I don't get a fast queue, we will call it a night. And like by fast queue, I mean like 5 minutes tops. Idol of Darkness. Antithesis Conscient.
So many of them. But nothing we can't handle.
Alright. We got some fucking rocket science going on here, but luckily on normal it should be easier. Alright, so it's going in red first. And then blue. As long as I stay in front here, it won't matter. That's gonna come out red. Come out blue. That's like teaching you the mechanic. Now is where it matters. I'm on the red side. So it's going in red first. So it's going to come out red first. And then blue. Oh, I just remembered the ad phase. I don't think I can beat this thing's ad phase alone. Well, we'll see. I think that the enrage is pretty hefty. It's just like E1. Oh, do they tether together on normal? I don't think they tether on... I hope they don't tether on normal. If they do, I extra can't beat it. Well. Here we go. Gotta find out. Can we beat this thing alone? Yeah, they don't tether. I just have to kill them fast enough. Yeah, explosion. No way in hell. Sure, it's max damage. Yeah. Well, I tried. Alright, we'll give it a good old 5 minutes. And if I don't get a party in 5 minutes, it's fucking 12 o'clock on a Monday. Well, 12 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. And we'll have to try again tomorrow. And that's okay. I do be like that sometimes. Don't foresee getting anyone, but you never know. Get a lucky normal raid roulette queue. But if we don't get anyone by 5 minutes, I will call it a night, and we will try again tomorrow at a reasonable hour to expect other human beings to be playing this game. Even though it technically will be a Tuesday, and this fucker should be working, but you know, it's okay. Friends will be made along the way and journey there. Something, something. Alright, looks like we did not hit the late night jackpot. Fair and valid. Even starting to get late for those crazy kids on the Pacific Coast. Only 9 o'clock Pacific Coasters, where you at? Why are you not helping me with my queues? So, that's where we're going to call it. Not because I want to, but because that's where the powers of time have said I could do something else, but it is midnight, so I might as well call it a night. We've been going probably about 12 hours. I can't really tell because I had to cut stream. Well, I didn't have to cut stream. OBS decided to randomly close itself about 5 hours ago. So yeah. I don't see this happening. We will stall the parts. And, yeah, whenever I wake up tomorrow, I'll go live and do something. I don't know what, but something. Have a good one. If anyone is lurking, I appreciate you. It's been a quiet day. But hopefully someone got some enjoyment out of it. I know I did. So, yeah. Have a good night.